Ultimate Mashup is inching closer and closer every day as I get closer to 100 subscribers. So I want you guys to know a little bit more stuff about the people that are going to be in the video, including myself, my brother, John, Sean, Terry, and Dylan. Let's start with CJ because he is my brother. He's technically not my brother. He is my half-brother. We have different dads. My mom is single right now. So that is that. That's why we look so different. If you think we look the same, there's something wrong with you. Just saying that right then and there. So that's why we look so different. That's why we act so different. He's Italian. I'm German and Irish. We're not the same. That's why we don't get along a lot. That's why I like to be in front of the camera a little bit more than he does. A couple more things. He is really a shy guy and stuff like that. Like, he's shy all around. I'm shy with meeting new people and stuff like that. Like, basically anyone else in this world, except I'm really shy meeting new people. So you won't see me acting like myself around new people. But if I've known you for a couple of years, maybe a couple of months, even a couple of weeks, and if I really like you, I just be myself. CJ, on the other hand, he's not like that. He just shuts down meeting new people. He's super duper shy. That's why he doesn't like being in front of the camera a lot. Now let's move with John. John, I met him, I believe, 3 or 4 years ago. That's crazy. Like, I didn't really talk to him 3 or 4 years ago. I met him at a volunteer thing for kids with disabilities in baseball. It's called Pittman Challenger. People like CP who can't play baseball. We play as, I was a buddy, he was a buddy. And we make sure the kids don't get hit with baseballs, and we help them out a little bit. And that's when I met him. And then the second year is when we actually started talking. And when I was younger, I was super duper hyper. So at the time, he didn't really like me, and because I was really, really crazy. But then we started talking, and what really got me hooked to him was he was talking about Boromir, Lord of the Rings, and stuff like that. I'm like, he's a really cool guy. He's really geeky like I am. And then we started talking. He talked about Godzilla, and ever since then we were good friends. John, I want to say, is probably the most charismatic, nicest person I've ever met. He is like the right kind of funny. There's a lot of funny people I hang out with, but they're not really nice people. He has got that well blend where he knows when to stop. He knows when to stop on being funny. He knows when it's time to take it serious, but he's got the right kind of humor, and it's perfect. He's one of the greatest guys I've met in my entire life, so I'm glad he's on my YouTube channel. Terry, I've known his brother since I was in like 2nd grade, but I didn't really know a lot about Terry. I seen posters of him around the school and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, Terry, Steven's brother. I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. He seems like a nice kid. And then I didn't really start noticing him until Sean introduced me to him. I was like, just Brit, I don't want to get around. I'm like, I'm sitting here watching Kingsman. He'd be like, Kyle, let's go to Center City. Let's hang out with Terry. I'm like, who the fuck is Terry? And he told me. Then we hung out with him. He's a really great kid. He's just getting into movies, and he wants to become an actor, and it's amazing. And hopefully he enjoys being on the channel a lot more. And he wants to do a lot more on the channel, so that's amazing. Now let's get with Sean. Sean I've known longest, other than my brother, obviously. I've known him for about 5 years now, and it's crazy seeing how he changed. Height really hasn't changed. His voice, if you go on his YouTube channel, his voice is really fucked up. It's crazy growing up with him, seeing how things change, especially with his brother. You guys don't know his brother. Growing up with him was quite interesting. We actually, when we first met, we did not like each other. I mean, we wanted to murder each other. So this is a cool little origin story. Where I live, we live in a complex. Right now, I'm in like the corner of my house right now. This room is. If you go right down there, like 15, 20 feet, there's a kid's house I would hang out with. He lives right down this road right there, and we would hang out. And then apparently Sean and Bo is Sean's brother, obviously. We hung out with the same kid, but the kid was telling different stories. I'm not going to mention any names, but he basically made up all this crap saying that I didn't like him. Well, I'm not going to say what he particularly said because it wasn't very nice either. But he said some mean things. He said that they said mean stuff about me, and then he said to them that I said some mean stuff about them. It's pretty hard. Just connect the dots. Basically, what he's saying, I said messed up stuff about them, and he told me they said something messed up about me. So that's what basically happened. And then ever since then, we really hated each other. It took us about 7 to 8 months. And then we started liking each other because I was getting ready to go to hang out with him, and then Sean and Bo are sitting there. I'm like, oh shit, I don't want any problems right here, right now. And then for some reason, I can't tell you exactly why I sat down next to them, but I just did. And then we started talking. Then we found out what he said was a bunch of crap. And then we started talking. Then we hated that kid, and then we're friends. 5 years ago, and ever since then, it's been pretty crazy, up and downs, every friendship has, because we're more like, I hate to say it, but we're like brothers now, because, like, knowing him for that long, hanging out as much as we did, he gets on my fucking nerves. He's like a little brother to me now. Not in a good way. Not in a good way. He just, like, he irks me to the point where he is like a little brother. I'm like, is this what I do to CJ? And I go to CJ, I'm like, dude, I'm sorry. So that's a lot with Sean, I know, just because I've known him for so long. And now with Dylan. Dylan isn't originally from New Jersey. He's from, I believe, I think he said somewhere in Florida. I don't want to say Miami. I think he said Orlando. I don't know where. But I met him in 7th grade. It was a bunch of my friends I met from 6th grade and 5th grade at the lunch table. And then this kid just shows up. He's like, got nowhere to sit. And we're like, dude, sit down. And I was like, dude, just talk. It's fine. These kids are cool. And it took him a couple months to say some words. And then he was really chill. He really changed from 7th grade to now. It's crazy to see how quickly he changed. Because in 8th grade and 9th grade, I didn't really see him. And this is when I started, talking to him again. A little bit about me. I started liking film just like 3 or 4 years ago. That's when I became a film fanatic. But I always kind of liked movies just because I like telling stories and stuff like that. I just always grew up loving telling stories. If it would be a lie or something like that, I just like telling stories. It's fun for me. Seeing these different worlds being created by storytellers and stuff like that, I always found that just fascinating. And growing up watching movies has always been fun, but it kind of like made me differ from my friends because they weren't exactly huge movie fans, so that's causing a huge hole with my old friends. Like, this is the age when you're a junior in high school. That's when you say goodbye to your old friends and say hello to the new ones. And that's gonna be kind of tough for me, but hopefully I get to stay with John and stuff like that because we have very similar interests. Yeah, being a movie fan hasn't always been easy for me because that's all I really like is movies, because everyone else would be talking about BMX, and I never really liked the kiddie stuff or the cool trends or anything like that. I was never a huge fan of doing Vine, and I tried it out because everyone else saying, yeah, Kyle, do some. The dumb shit these people do on Vine just to get some hits, I think it's really fucking ridiculous. I'd rather stick with YouTube, and I'm going to stick with YouTube for as long as I live until YouTube crashes and stops working. A little bit other than about that, a little outside of the world of movies, like I said, that's all I really like. I like games. I like anything entertainment. I'm a writer. I'm just starting to write a comic book and a graphic novel. I've been developing this story for a graphic novel for the past 5 to 6 years. It's crazy. It's almost like, written in stone right now. And then John's been helping me develop it, and that's all about me. So, is there any questions you want to have to me personally? Just ask in the comments down below. And the Q&A is coming soon. And the Q&A and anything with the Ultimate Mashup was a huge success. So we are actually going to do more in the future. Not so far distant future. It's going to be like in a couple months, actually. I'm just going to get a couple more people because they really did like each other if they stayed together for a couple of weeks. Just ask me more questions. If you want to ask me a question, go on my Facebook, because then, that's where I'm going to be picking up some more Q&As and stuff like that. But if you have a question for me about this video, ask in the comments down below. Go on my Facebook page. Go like it. Please like, subscribe, and all that crap. Later, and goodbye.